Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Adam. I'm your host BringItDon. Thanks to the guy in the comment section who pointed out that I missed this book. I had seen it originally and I intended to pick it up, but when you hold Alt here, it blends in pretty well. So I missed it on my way out. So let's go ahead and grab that. There's another quest he reminded me of that I missed as well. Alright, Dream Diary of Rudolf Karpov. First few pages of the diary are ruined with spilt ink. Thrice it has come to me in my dreams, this unknown city on the border of sleep and the waking world, which is as thin as a string of fantastical musical instruments, yet as hard to traverse as a boiling nuclear desert. Charming, glorious, and forever mindful of the simple past, now covered with radioactive sands, but also not matching any creation formed by the mind of a mortal mason. A glorious city indeed, with its alabaster columns, jade spires, and shingled gambrel roofs? I don't know what gambrel is. That cover the restful quarters of its kindly yet shy dwellers. Neither name nor geographical placement of this splendid city are known to my waking mind, even though I remember traversing its cobbled narrow streets, its vast squares, the parapets of its ancient guardian castle, now overgrown with dark green vines, the cloud-piercing towers of its foreboding ancient cathedral. I know but one thing for certain: I want to come back to this grandiose city once more. Still, even the land of dreams, which I now visit each night thanks to the potion concocted by my shaman friend, Baldur Tugalov, who prefers to spend his evenings in a small drinking establishment on the premises of the Fogolevka village. Nobody knows the way to my dream city, basked in the light of unknown foreign stars. I have started my somnambulic quest for this place by having audience with the wise cats of ancient Othar. It was then, when their brave and well-traveled captain, Barsik, whom I have recently rescued from a wolf pack in the waking world, with tear-filled eyes shook his head. The city of which you speak, Rudolph, is not known to any cat under the moon, the noble beast spoke. Unknown it is also to the grotesque yet kind-hearted pale ghouls, and even to the forever scheming treacherous zugs of the cavernous depths. Only the evil yet wise pharaoh, whose name itself is a curse, might know of this place you seek. For only he who did not go mad after witnessing the cosmic undulations of mindless Azathoth, the god-idiot, he whom the saints sealed in a blind ivory tower, truly knows all. Thus I know where to stride, to the place where no stars shine, to the castle of the covetous Nyarlathotep. That's another. Both of these are Cthulhu deities. Or, yeah, they're gods in the Cthulhu mythos. Anyway, the lurker on the threshold, an enemy to the childlike feeble gods of the earth, and a fellow to the cosmic horrors. Jeez. For whom all existence but a drop in the ocean of entropy. Tonight I empty the last of Baldur's sleeping potions and return to my dream quest for the unknown city. Or perhaps for the doom that awaits me in the hungry, lashing tentacles of the monstrous inhabitants of Ling, the nightmare Plato. Diary ends here, further pages are empty. Interesting, maybe the shaman could help out the poor sleeping guy. Okay. So I have to find the shaman. I have heard about this quest before. I didn't realize this was the quest, though. I knew there was a quest associated with the shaman. Alright, then if I return to the police chief, which I was surprised he didn't have a quest when I first ran across him. Turns out he does. I was just a goofball and I missed it. So if you come here, you have business to discuss. Somehow I missed this option. I thought I was good at clearing out all the topics, because if you go here to have a chat, we could ask him questions and stuff. I thought, whatever. Anyway, I have business to discuss. The chief of police slaps himself on the forehead, annoyed. Yeah, the streets of Krasno aren't trodden enough. People don't understand where the lawn ends and the road begins. We need to hire someone who would be loafing around doing nothing, that's solving this terrible problem. Or, oh wait, are you indeed a mercenary? For all I know, I need the head of Boris Chernyavsky from the crime group Earcutters of Anarchy. Reason, selling drugs close to the place called Fogolevka. Yeah, let's do it. Great, not many people are willing to take care of people like this scumbag, Boris Chernyavsky. I expect to hear from you in 4 days. They'll be like other people in my life. Don't let me down. Okay, well. I feel like you opened up to me a little bit there. Don't be like other people in my life. Don't let me down. What are you doing back here lurking, old lady? Have I talked to you already? No. You see a slightly hunched, middle-aged woman in front of you. She isn't paying attention to your presence at all, since the young militiaman standing on his post nearby is the sole focus of her attention. The militiaman notices her and looks at her with surprise. The woman quickly turns away from him in order to hide her face, and then almost bumps into you. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to push you. Why are you watching that militiaman? The woman sobs and hides her sad gaze from you. My oh my, I don't even know where to start. We'll start from the beginning. It's always a good place. I was still very young at the time. Haven't even turned 20, but already got involved with a cult who worshipped Vanuk, the so-called god of death. We lived as a commune, we sang songs, and according to the ritual I got married to the cult leader, Alisher, although he wanted us to call him Alistair. And what happened next? Well, life wasn't too bad even after our son was born. He was a great boy. We named him Belphegor, after a demonic baron. Then one of those lunatics came up with the idea that our baby was an incarnation of Vronok, and that our baby needs to be killed, so that the spirit of Vronok would grace all of us. At first, of course, I was against it, but Alisher really got into this idea and also got me on board. I was summoned to that idea that I myself put my baby boy, my own son, on a stone shrine. There was a miracle that saved us from committing a sin. Some crazy hobo started shooting, and we ran away. And when the shooting was over, Belphegor has vanished into thin air. Probably one of the hobos got him, thinking that the kid will be better off with him than with us. My god, what a fool I've been. And even after that day, I kept believing in the powers of Vanook for a couple more years. But then I've lost my faith, both in the sect teachings and in my sadistic husband. I ran away and started looking for any information I could find about my missing son. It's quite a story. I found out the old man who kidnapped my son is called Rodian. I've seen that name somewhere. After a couple more years living like a hermit, I found out they were living at the old candle factory. Oh, that's right, yeah, the guy... Yeah, I think it's the kid that's right over there. Because Rodian was the guy that had adopted him I'm actually starting to get his story mixed up with somebody else's. Anyway, doesn't matter. I know who it is. I also found out that Rodian is dead and my son hasn't gotten a job here in the city. He became a militiaman. And now here I am, watching my baby boy from behind a cover. My son whom I've betrayed, whom I've almost killed, whom I've left to the mercy of fate. I don't know what to do. What if he won't recognize me? What if he won't believe me? What if he does recognize me but orders me to go away? Well, let me talk to him if he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything on me. Really? I was afraid to ask, but yes, please, go talk to him. I am too scared. Come on. Maybe you've noticed the woman watching you all the time. What if I were to tell you that she's your mother? The young militiaman shoots an irritated look at you. Don't be ridiculous. I only have one parent, my stepfather Rodian, and I have no desire to meet my mother, that is if I even had one. What kind of woman leaves her child alone with a drunkard? I don't want to hear it. End of story. How dare you? A mother is the most important person in every man's life, and you would run your mouth like that? Alright, so he doesn't believe it. Yeah, let's talk about the militiaman. Listen to me. Alright. Like I told you before, this militiaman is my son, Belphegor Alistarovich. I could approach him, but he wouldn't recognize me. What if he kicks me out of the city when he finds out? Oh, what a scary prospect. Listen to me. You've made enough mistakes in your life to get scared now and not apologize to your son. Go to him, and who knows what will happen. The woman nods. You know what? Maybe you're right. I don't even care if he kills me. I need to get this off my chest. Thank you for pushing me in the right direction. Goodbye. The woman turns away and starts running towards the young officer. I wouldn't call that a run. I wouldn't even call that a jog or a brisk walk. She is moseying on over. Not a care in the world. Do I need to step away? Do something. Comrade woman, mother, don't cry. The woman shakes her head in sorrow. I had to click on him to instigate that. I got 106 points. Is it done? I have a lot of quests. Alright, whatever. I guess it's done. Let's head back this way. Back to the market. I'm going to clear out the market, then I'll probably go up to the boat. See, I talked to her last time. And this guy. Right? I did talk to her, right? No, I did not. A busy-looking woman in an apron invites you to come closer with a gesture. She has a strong, strict voice, like that of a teacher, but she acts like a merchant through and through. Why are you standing there? Why are you standing there for? Come on and buy before someone else buys everything. Let's ask some questions. What do you think about the city? Krasno? I don't think too much about it too much. I spend my time here on the market. How's work? Work is so easy. A piece of wood could figure it out. You come by someone's farm, you buy, you load, you drive to the city, you sell. The only negative thing is that the communities that sold me stuff have less and less products for sale. The earth becomes less fertile with each year, so it seems. Maybe they just don't work as much as they did before. Are you still trading? We just drive our truck to Krasno once we have the goods. Here it's easy to get a good price, and there are more buyers in general. There are places with even greater demand and potential profit, but they are dangerous, like the Mountain Pass of Woes. I'm too scared to go there without a whole army of mercs. Okay, any good rumors? I heard a lot, but had no use out of them. Instead, I'll give you some advice. If you're planning a trip at night, look at the sky. The Siger star, which you people call Hesperus, is shining above the place you want to go. Stay at home. Don't go. But if the Siger is shining at your side or at your back, go there quickly, because the trip will be lucky and lucrative. Alright, well, it's a good thing I can look at the sky while I'm traveling. Useless advice. The plump, smiling trader greets you with a clap of his hands and a gesture, aimed at various foodstuffs he sells. After showing you his wares, he stands near his stand and screams out energetically. A buyer? So glad. Come on. Come on in, come on in. Why not? What is it you want? What can you tell me about yourself? What can I tell? I'm a trader from a trader dynasty. When my dad served on the Chinese border, my mom used to sell gungming, the cosmetics of the Orient. When Dad was jailed for it, she started selling chess pieces he made out of stale bread in his cell, telling people these were made by Solzhenitsyn in the Gulag to up the price. Now I follow in her footsteps. You got some great genetics. What can you tell me about the city? It's good. Clients always have money lining their pockets. There are less thieves than usual in places like this. Militia asks only for a little protection money. It's paradise. Militia is supposed to protect for free. What do you think about the other places around here? Paragon had too many folks of my profession. Other places are way too tiny. No money in those tiny villages. No protection from gangs. Well, Ultranoye is kind of tolerable, but still. Nobody buys anything back there. I like tiny places. Okay. What rumors have you heard, comrade? I heard that if you stand before a mirror and say Adam 3 times, a huge 2-legged wolf will appear behind you and will cut your throat. Then will grab all your stuff and carry it into his lair, for safekeeping. Okay. Why is this person dressed like Freddy Krueger? Alright, let's talk to the people on the other side first. I needed wires, didn't I? Don't worry about it. A gray-haired old man surrounded with materials used for welding is sticking his tongue out, trying to fix a used microchip. He only stops working when he notices your arrival. You here for some shopping, huh? Not really. Can I ask something? Questions, huh? Sure, ask away. I'm listening. How are things around the city? I'll tell you this. Everyone is corrupt. It'd be hard for a fair and honest trader to survive in this environment. The city is pushing us to become corrupt ourselves. Yep. Where did you get your wares? I take most of my wares from those stalkers who are willing to sell. There's a lot of old tech around the waste. It just takes a brave soul to procure it. I have some good friends who manage to do just that. I'm glad to hear that. Any interesting happenings in the wastes? I heard there's a new village in the wastes. Someone cleared out an abandoned settlement due east. It's called Red Fighter. Never been there myself, but I'm glad to learn this place is now being used by people. That's for sure. Any good rumors? People say there's a man in this very town who cannot wake up from his sleep. Some people believe that drugs are at fault. Some say it's magic. What a crazy situation. How can you not wake up? I bet it's drugs. Yeah, I mean, you're not too far off the mark there, bud. A tan old man with a ciggy in his teeth looks around, while setting his wares on a table. After he notices you, he nods without any particular interest. Want to buy something? Let me ask something instead. Fine, I can answer a few of your questions. Ask away. What can you tell me about the city? Krasno is okay in my book. They say that the local caretaker, who is also a writer, named Gubstov, wants to publish his own series of books. I doubt that he will be able to do so, though. You don't be so quick with your judgment, pal. Where did you get your wares? Some I buy from the stalkers, some I find myself. Don't worry, no radioactive stuff here. All the items were checked before I put them on sale. Glad to hear that. Maybe you heard some good rumors? They say that you can meet Sioma Voronok's men in the wastes. He's an evil rich guy from the north. Curious that. Hope Sioma won't try to widen his criminal empire using our lands. I hope so too. What goes on in the wastes? They say that Paragon's leaders changed drastically. Maybe they'll fix the number of merchants that go through the settlement. There's not a lot of those nowadays. What did he have again? Yeah. Alright, she doesn't look anything like Freddy Krueger in her portrait. She's wearing the plaid, she's got like the fedora. The feisty merchant woman in a hat lovingly surveys her meat with and snack table. When she sees you, she smiles widely and says, "Oh, wanted something? Like meat, maybe? Let's ask some questions. What can you tell me about yourself?" "I'm from Artemyevka. It's a village down east. I was selling rare items between a few villages. When I got more money and more bandits started appearing on the roads, I came here. Any advice for an up-and-coming trader?" "Oh, sorry, but I won't be a good merchant if I just start sharing secrets of the trade with someone. My only advice to new merchants: stop being merchants and let me work in peace." "That's too bad. What intel do the merchants share?" "They blabber about all sorts of stuff. There's even a rumor that our government pays bandits to assault caravans from Paragon. That can't be good for anybody if it's real information." What's the strangest deal you've ever made?" "Great question. Well, it happened when I was still trading in my tiny village. One night, a huge brute with gray hair ran into my store asking for some garlic, an axe, silver butter knife, and the legs of my favorite chair that he started turning into pointy stakes right after passing me the money. After he packed all that into his pack, he ran away into the direction of an old Boy Scout lodge and never came back. It's terrible what alcohol does to people's minds." Who knows? Alright. Because we heard about a hunter of mutants who use silver bullets and stuff. I wonder if it's the same guy. Have I talked to you yet? I forgot who this guy was. I remember talking to him, though. Alright, so this is probably the brothel. This is the casino. I don't know what this is over here. Check that out first. Do a quick save. The big guy in a cap halts you with his wide hand. He'll see you quite friendly, but he won't let you pass without a reason. "Hey buddy, just a fair warning. This is the meeting place for the local criminals. Outsiders are not allowed." Oh, I can use my thief passport. Oh, is this where I go for Shishak's quest? I kinda wanna use Streetwise though. You're making quite a bammer for not letting a super grass join his buds. Hey, hold up. I don't know the slang you people use. You think I'm a bandit myself? I'm not. I'm just a guard who doesn't have to know your weird lingo. Alright, maybe you've heard of someone named Shishak. Shishak? Huh, I feel your name to be sure. Yeah, you know what? Come in and talk to Bloody Valera about this. He's there with his mates. You can't miss him. After saying so, the guard lets you pass. I'm gonna do just that. Thanks for letting me through. Alright, let's quick save again. We're getting into the criminal underground. I don't know which one is supposed to be Bloody Valera. Can I steal all this stuff? Ooh. Probably not right now. Before you stands a brutish man. He is muscular, naked, and covered with prison tattoos. In his veiny hands, he clasps a huge hatchet. He is taking swings at the air from time to time. When he notices you, his face turns grim. "What do you want? Talk quickly." "I'm just interested. By the way, do you know anything about a man they call Shishak?" Let's ask him a few questions first." You talk to my pals. They sure like chatting. Are you done with me now?" "How do they call you, buddy?" "You can call me Bloody Valera." "Fine, I will. Bloody Valera, and don't you forget it." "Nice to meet you. I'm here to talk about Shishak." The man stops waving his hatchet around and sticks it into a heavy wooden table. "Shishak, are you from Dan?" "Yeah, kinda. Why?" I'm just gonna look at him silently. "Why are you looking at me like that? Talk. Are you Dan's guy?" "What difference does it make to you, butt nugget?" Yeah, kinda. Why?" "Frickin' balls. I knew something like that was bound to happen. You need to talk to the chief. You know what? Here's my buddy sitting over there wearing a cap. He wanted something done. Help him out, and we'll know you're our guy. Then we'll let you have a chat with the chief." "Good. What else is there to do?" "Nothing really. Chat to Gosha Tere Etere, and you'll have your answers." The man wearing a cap winks at you. "We'll see. Gosha, there's a need for a conversation." Okay, is this Gosha? No, he said the guy with the cap, right? He doesn't have a cap. Well, good. I want to talk to this guy anyway. A ball-tattooed thug shuffles a deck of playing cards deftly and speaks quietly to his pals, who look like criminals. As you come closer, he raises his eye at you and then lowers them back to the deck of cards in his Sunni hands. "Well, what's brought you here?" Let's ask him, do you like playing cards?" "I do. Wouldn't miss a party of the nuclear butt for anything." "Can I ask you a few questions?" "Well, you seem to be a decent person. Fire away." "Tell me about Krasno." "It's a rich city of friars. I like it. You can make money, or you can take a rest. The police will turn a blind eye to you if you grease their palm. Everything's done properly, if you ask me. What can you tell me about yourself? My nickname is Viper. Before accepting the responsibilities of the local whoremonger, I was a highwayman. Assaulted caravans and merchants. This is my life story, in a nutshell. Have you heard of any interesting rumors? I've heard that one guy here in the city, Artemiev is his name, has his spies everywhere. He even has a stool pigeon in Ochanoye. No idea why. Probably wants to keep abreast with the events in the world. Oh, that's interesting. So he knows where Kovalev is at. So I wonder if he knows that Kovalev is building a car. Because I didn't tell him about Kovalev. Because I assume they don't get along. Have you heard any interesting rumors? I already asked him that. What will you tell me about your friends? Why tell you anything if they're right here in front of you? Ask them for yourself. Or ask them yourself. Can I ask you questions now? Alright. A sturdy man in his 40s clears his throat and demonstrates a wry smile. Despite his friendly manners, his ring tattoos, the way he holds a cigarette, and spits between his teeth leave no place for doubt. You're talking to a seasoned gangster. Hey there, who sent you? You have some business with me, or just loaf around? I'm one of the Grey Folk. Life to thieves, death to cops. The man claps his hands loudly and quacks merrily, which earns him an angry look from his partners in crime. Ha, not bad, huh? Speak of the devil. Come here, sit down, pal. I have some business for you. Let's ask some questions first. No probs, yo. Who are you? Can you tell me about yourself? My name is Gosha, Gosha the Wild, which is a very well-deserved nickname. There's a time in my life when the bigger part of the North feared me. Now I work as a money man, but I live a decent life like any thief should. What goes on in the city? Could you tell me? What goes on? Our boys work, commoners thrive, the government is corrupt, cops go rogue, just like before the war. Sounds like poetry. What do you do to earn your living in the city? I'm a money man. I lend money to friars. So you lend money. Could you tell me any rumors? Aren't you too brazen calling an old thief a gossiper? You could pay dearly for this. Well, it's not allowed to go that far. What did you want to discuss with me? You may cast a quick look at the sturdy guy at the top of the table. He gives a barely perceptible nod, and your companion moves closer to you. You can sense a smell of alcohol coming from him. So look, I got fed up with lying low and cheap huts after assaulting a caravan. So by the end of my career, I've turned into a money man. Got me? Well, I lend money to people, at interest. Everything's nice and honest. My policy goes like this. If you return the money on time, we have no problem with you. Go in peace, man. If not, my guys and I make sure you disappear. Otherwise, it's bad for our reputation, for our business. One of these days, the guy and I, we sat well into midnight thinking this thing over. What if we find a mediator, a negotiator, to talk to my debtors before I let my guys loose on them? They won't have to kill that often, and this might even make me look better among friars. Just look better among friars. The A threw me off. What will you say? I give you my death list, so to speak, and you can talk to them. If you persuade them to return the money, they'll live, and you'll get a certain reward. If now, well, we'll whack them. If not, I guess. Yeah, if not, well, we'll whack them. Like in the good old times. I think I could pull it off easily. Yeah, why kill them and not try to beat the money out of them first? Delightful. Now listen, my debtors, the first card shop, Brinstalov. He owes me 5 grand. He's addicted to slot machines and hangs out in the casino. The second one is Katerina Mavrova, a business lady who's constantly besieges the Chamber of Commerce to receive yet another certificate. She has to pay 7 grand. The third one is an idiot, Simeon Lapushkin, who slaves away at the local power plant. He has a wife and a child in some godforsaken village to feed, so he's come here for work. Helped him out while he was getting his bearings, but he's not too eager to return the money. 3,000. You have 3 days to make him see reason. Just 3 days. If I don't see the money by the end of these 3 days, I'll deal with it my way. Great. Yeah. Let's see. Do you know a man called Shishak? The man casts a quick look at his friends, who cover their mouths with their hands and shake their heads. Shishak. Nope. Don't remember anyone by this name. Perhaps my mates here do. Alright, let's talk to this guy, because we already talked to the other guy. What do you do here? What do? I look over prostitutes who work nearby. Protect them, take their money, give them money. So you're a pimp, right? The man shrugs angrily. No, I'm the Pope. Of course I'm a pimp. People are such morons these days. And how's your business doing? Are there many clients? That depends. Krasno is quite conservative after all. It means that there's a steady customer flow, but they try to keep it secret. So if I needed a woman, I had to turn to you. No, talk to them directly. I'm senior management. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I need to talk to the chief, so I gotta do that thing for that guy. Eyes me suspiciously. Alright, so I have 2 timed quests. I have to do the police chief quests in 4 days. I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget, because I'm picking up a lot of pens not working. Yeah, I mean, we could probably run around and do the money quest real quick anyway. That shouldn't take long. One guy's... I keep hitting the wrong key. So I know where that guy's at. This Katarina wouldn't be hard to find. I mean, we may as well just go into the casino now anyway. Find our way around. The bouncer supports his back on the wall. He's seemingly sleeping. The eyes of the tough guy are hidden by his cap. Pickpocket. Check the bouncer's pockets. You carefully get your hand closer to the man's pocket as he quickly lifts his head and looks at you. So what are you doing, huh? I wanted to wake you up, that's all. Okay, you want something else then? Do you get to fight often? Not really. People know better... Oh my goodness, I'm struggling to read, I'm sorry. People know better not to act like crap around me. And those who don't know, well, we need to feed the fishes in the harbor somehow. What's the casino like? Do you treat people fairly? I'm not a gambler, and I won't advise it. Just a waste of money. Are you even allowed to sleep on duty? Sure thing, if everything is nice and safe. But remember, I never sleep. Never. Okay. A tall, slim, black-haired girl who wears a tiny headscarf greets you with a kind look, a friendly smile, and a firm handshake. Hey there. Well, I'm so lucky to meet you. My name is Varya. What are you doing here in the city? Are you here for work reasons, or are you just relaxing? I'm working. I'm always working. The girl smiles even wider and gives you a friendly touch on the shoulder. Oh, a serious person, finally. Working is so cool and mature, and you know what? I think relaxing after a hard day of work is much sweeter than simply relaxing all the time. That's why I'm here to recommend to you a great way to relax. Let's see. Oh no, I can't relax now, but I can ask you a bunch of questions. How about it? Not what I really wanted to do, but if you make it fast. Are you a local girl? I've been here all my life. There's my house over there, see it? Just by the famous casino of Krasno. If you walk in there while looking for me, I won't blame you. It's a magnificent place to be. Funny how you mentioned the casino. What can you tell me about this? What can you tell me about the city? I love our city. You know, it reminds me of an oyster shell. It's surrounded by high, strong walls, and in the middle of it lies a giant, beauteous pearl. The famed casino of Krasno. Wow, I didn't expect that metaphor. What do you do for a living? I don't need to work anymore. So after I reached the tender age of 18, I just went to the local Krasno casino and won so much money, I retired the same day. Okay, what a lucky girl. I care to share some rumors? You know, I heard that the Chamber of Commerce has a plan to get rid of poverty in the year 2029. But why wait so much if you could save yourself from poverty now, by simply walking to the famous Krasno casino and winning big? Alright, so what was that magnificent way of fighting boredom that you mentioned? The girl almost jumps when she hears your question. She inhales a lot of air and starts talking. I'm glad that you've asked me, citizen of, or city guest. See, I don't tell this to just anyone, but you seem like an adventurous type. Who knows that risk pays big? You're in luck, because today the famous Krasno Casino celebrates the Day of Adventure. The smallest risks ever for the highest rewards. Visit the casino today and earn yourself a life of luxury. Sounds interesting. Say, now that we're such good friends, maybe you'll join me for a game or two. The girl's eyes start shifting in their sockets, as if she's looking for a quick way out of an awkward situation. Hey, I've got some errands to run. Maybe I'll meet you there after you play some bets. Then I'll probably not really join you. How's that for a plan? Alright, well, I tried. Try to get a fancy date to the Krasno Casino. Oh, there's a lot of people over there. They're all wearing white. It's interesting. Alright, well, we'll start with this guy over here. The man in front of you feeds coins into the slot machine vehemently and puffs at his cigarette mercilessly. He seems totally absorbed by this, so it's no surprise it takes him some time to register you're there. Man... Alright, this is the guy that owes him money. Man, don't stand in the way of sharp card Brinstalov. I'm waiting for my big win. I see. Well, I'm here to talk about your debts. The man swallows the lump in his throat and finally switches his attention to you. Debts, but I'll win my money back soon, and then I'll pay it all back. Honestly, I have a plan. You never win it back, mate. Pay now and go in peace. It's not an easy job making an obsessed gambler see reason, but your long training has yielded its result. Brenstalov's eyes finally flash with understanding. You really think so? You think I'll never have my big win? I'm absolutely sure. The man shivers and finally heaves a sigh. Well, what can you do? Okay, I've already pledged my rifle and my country house. Everything. I have money to pay you, and the rest. I win it from these machines. The man looks around nervously, extracts a bundle of crumpled bills from his bosom, sighs sadly and gives it to you. Here, give this money to the gangster. It's a wise decision, friend. In front of you stands a woman in a wide-brimmed hat and washed-out shirt. She stares in the distance, a little dreamily, which clearly signifies a longing for adventures. Her sunburnt skin and bruised calloused hands tell of years of hard labor. As she notices you, she gives you a short nod. Welcome to Krasno. Good day to you. Can I ask a couple of questions? Well, suppose I could answer some of your questions. Fire away. Is there anything interesting in the city in the way of entertainment? From time to time I pay a visit to the suburban tavern. You can always go to the local casino, play dice, and have a drink or two. The video theater and Abraham's bookshops offer food for your soul, but if carnal pleasures interest you more, there's a real brothel in the city. What do? You look like an adventurer. Is it so obvious? Well, you're right, really. Before settling in Krasno, I herded cows along the dangerous route through the mountain pass of Woes, Vlogolevka to Ultranoye and beyond, to the northeastern regions of the wasteland. Many of the local residents fear them like a plague, but let me tell you this. There are no pastures greener and bigger for cows than those in unfriendly lands. What made you settle in Krasno? Family issues. The thing is, my father, my 6 sisters, and I own one of the biggest herds in our part of the wasteland. I've been used to working hard and walking far alongside the herd ever since I was a child. Then it turned out we needed someone in Krasno to sort out bureaucratic formalities. Crap. I have nothing against the comfort of the city, but sometimes I regret I can't just deal with the red tapers the way I dealt with gangsters in the eastern steppes. The woman snatches her shining revolver out of the holster, twists it in her fingers, and adroitly pushes it back, grinning. Wow, could you teach me this trick? The woman looks at you with a mischievous flash in her eyes and finally shrugs in mock discontent. I don't suppose it'll hurt if I teach you a trick or two. She spends the next few minutes showing you the various ways to look cool when you handle the gun. Seems like something from that lesson stuck in your head. It's a +5 to my pistols and SMG. Thanks for that. Have you heard any interesting rumors? Nothing that'll make your hair stand on ends, but some of the local legends are curious indeed. For example, rumor has it that far in the mountains to the west there might still remain some missile warheads left after the war. Or take the stories about bunkers where weird experiments and corpses were carried out. It might all be idle talk, of course. Or not. Is there any place in the city where an adventurer could find a good job? Honestly, I have no idea, and I'm pretty sure such places exist. The wasteland doesn't like people who are in a hurry or don't pay the necessary attention to the world. So look around and follow your curiosity and brains. Then you'll find a job even in the least likely places. Alright, you know, I'd also want to know if you think it's a good city. The woman snorts and looks around. This is an interesting question. I've been to many places. Krasno's not the worst of the places I've lived in, but it's not the best either. The police are corrupted, of course, but they don't cross the line. The residents are friendly, but won't hug you to death. As for the authorities, well, I've seen worse. Okay, well, that was interesting. Man. Alright. Sorry, I had to take a big old swig of coffee. The mustache man gives everyone in the casino a quick once-over as he shuffles a deck of cards. Seemed like he's not even looking in your direction, but you still feel he noticed you. This is my informer from the city. Fidel, my favorite client. Can I ask you some questions? Oh, no, buddy. I only sell information. I'm not the one for leisurely talk. Well, I'm interested in some information. Information, huh? I'm listening. How much do you charge for your help? The informer looks at you just like a snake about to strangle its victim. Depends on the information you need, and on the person asking. So ready to talk business? Yeah, have you heard anything about a military group coming into the city? Maybe so. See, there's a slight problem. Dealing with folks from Adam in this city is risky business. The local authorities believe that helping you people out is high treason. Okay, fine, I get it. How much? Stay calm, dear Fidel. Stay calm. The informer smiles and gestures you to come closer. 10,000 rubles cash, no haggling. I'll slap my neck out for Fidel for too long. I won't risk for free any longer. That's just laughable. Go on, Donald. I'm sure we'll find another way to get the information we need. You do you, fellas. I told you my price. Don't like it? Don't pay. But no info until you do. Okay. Club bit recording. I'm curious what all these people are here for. We'll probably talk to them next time. Oh, can I get into the kitchen? Alright. The plump barkeep cleans the glasses, pours booze to some of his patrons, and chats with others. When he notices you, he puts a freshly cleaned glass on the rack and says, "Oh, a new customer. Never seen you here before, and I know all the locals." All of them, huh? Maybe you can tell me something interesting. Depends on what you find interesting. How's it going? It's fine. No matter whether it's war or peacetime, people always need a strong drink. Even more so during wartime. So we're not going to bankrupt anytime soon. Care to tell me about yourself? Name's Peter Kirillovich. I'm from Uglik myself. Been working pubs since I was 10. Priceless experience, and the patrons like and respect me. You can hear people mumbling in the hall. Some barkeep you are. With prices so high, you're more of a crook. Peter ignores the comments with no sign of being offended. The public adores me. What can I say? Tell me about yourself. Oh wait, we already did that. How's life in Krasno? It's a big city. Pretty rich too. It's Rome itself if compared to those nearby. The streets are peaceful even at night. It's everything a good honest person can wish for. Anything of interest happened lately? I don't want to look like a liar, but I think someone is letting drugs pass through the border guard fortress to the north from here. Me and some other people believe that one of the border guards is somehow connected to the drug cartels. And if experience has taught me something, it's probably safe to say that all the other border guards are complicit in it. How interesting. Any more rumors? Pretty close to this place, my friend. I mean, some man I barely know sells lottery tickets. They say you can really win big there. Why don't you go get one for yourself? Or go get one yourself. Another rumor. Started reading that famous old writer named Trudov. Nice prose, although a bit on the smutty side. Smut? My blood and sweat are soaked in pages contain no such thing. You probably mistook me for some Western writer. Sorry, I didn't want to upset your grandfather. Dementia is no joke. I know that one of the Chamber of Commerce members really enjoys the company of pigs. But if they ask you, I never told you that. I don't know nothing, you hear? I'm not an expert or anything, but they say that the so-called Death Tunnel there once was a hidden launch platform used for ballistic missiles. Quite intriguing, don't you think? Okay, starting to repeat the rumors. Alright, let's talk to these last couple people. Who are you? The man looks confused, as if he was just robbed or scared half to death by something in this establishment. But he's just sitting there, alone with a glass of hard liquor. His gaze travels towards the floor and stays there, even as you come closer. On his shirt, there's a sign which reads, Igor. Leave me be, alright? A man's soul can't handle some revelations. He doesn't look like he wants to chat. As you say, comrade. That's interesting. The young woman wearing white seems to have trouble standing straight on her feet. It seems that she is already drunk, but she is still holding on to a glass of cloudy moonshine. It's obvious that it isn't her first one. Having a few drinks is normal, especially if everyone else is doing it. Having a few drinks is normal, especially if... Okay. Loma keeps repeating this strange mantra, completely ignoring your presence. It's unlikely you'll be able to distract her. Oops. The mustache man is hunching over a bottle of Fox beer. He looks as if he is lost in his own thoughts. Weren't you the one to advocate against alcohol consumption? I was, but sometimes a drink can be truly healing, especially if one is in a bad mood. I don't remember that guy at all. Are these the followers of the other cult? I don't remember her name. Varna Dishnu. Varna Banana Vishnu, or whatever her name was. Having noticed you, the man lets out a heavy sigh. He looks storm-beaten and unprepared for a long conversation. How's life? What are you sulking about? The people of the Waste are bringing me great despair. My godless creature. Do not add insult to injury. Oh yeah, it is her. Devi Christou is gloomily staring at the sticky counter, covered in numerous glass marks and spilled fluids. She's holding onto a glass filled with some kind of muddy moonshine. She keeps slowly sipping from it without frowning for the slightest second. Yes, pat her on the back. The woman puts down her glass and slowly turns to you. What do you want? I just wanted to pay the lovely lady a visit. Smile. The woman smiles with uncertainty and looks at you with incomprehension. What do you mean, my child? Nothing much. Just felt like talking to you about your life and your travels. Share some of my own stories. Oh, well, where should we talk? Maybe in the local brothel? There are rooms available there. Although it's a strange place, I must admit. Okay, that's not what I was expecting to have happen. I thought we were actually going to talk, but okay. The man that looks very serious is drinking from a dirty glass. He looks sad, tragic even. Having noticed you, he lets out a sigh and closes his eyes. Okay, so I just got a new quest to... Okay, well. So I'm trying to get the achievement, because if you romance... There's certain people, if you romance them, you get an achievement for it. But it didn't happen with the nurse. Alright, here's Sharp Card Brinstolov's Debt. Oh, I got 10%. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna see if anybody else is leveled up. Probably not. Oh, he did. Sweet. Yeah, sure. Alright. We'll call the episode here, and in the next episode we will enter the brothel. Romance Divna Christou. We still have 2 big buildings to go through. We still have the Chamber of Commerce, and we still have the Mushroom Cult building. We also have this little subdivision over here as well. Man, this place is huge. Okay. I mean, I probably would have blown through it within an episode or 2 if I wasn't reading everything out loud. But dialogue is important in this game, especially with a speechcraft build. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next episode.